Welcome back, dear learners. Before the ad break, we did the current ratio, and now we're going to do the acid test ratio. The acid test ratio measures the ability of a business to settle its short-term debts without relying on selling stock. So this is now a measure to say, if we have short-term debts that we want to pay, we cannot rely on inventory because we have to sell the inventory first. However, under our current assets, we have note 4, that is inventory. And then we have note 5, that is trade and other receivables, trade debtors. And then we have note 6, which is cash and cash equivalents. So if we are to pay our trade and other payables, we should not rely on trading inventory because we have to sell it first. But with these two, we are able to pay off our current liabilities. So the acid test ratio now, it becomes now a measure of our ability to see if we are able to pay off our current liabilities without us relying on trading inventory, because with trading inventory, first we have to sell it. Therefore, the formula becomes your current assets less inventory as to current liabilities. We are given information for the year 2022, and we have current assets, we have a loan, and we have trade and other payables. So we want to see if the business is able to pay off its current liabilities if it does not rely on the trading stock. So in this case, we are going to calculate the acid test ratio for the year 2022. That simply means we come and we take our current assets. Our current assets, we start off with note number 4, trading inventory. It is unknown in this case. We don't know it. So we say unknown plus our trade and other receivables, which you see there, that is 23,000. That is note number 5. Plus note number 6, that is cash and cash equivalents, plus 1,000. And we are being told that the total here gives us 50,000. The total gives us 50,000. As to current liabilities, trade and other payables, that is your 14,000. Now, we would like to say the 50,000 minus the inventory, but inventory is unknown. Inventory is unknown. So we can get the inventory in any case, whereby we can say 50,000 minus 1,000 minus 23,000. All right? Let me say it again. We can get the inventory if we say, for the year 2022, if we come and we say 50,000 minus 1,000 minus 23,000. That would then give us the inventory for the year 2022. And if you punch that on your calculator, let's see how much you will get. I'll count out the figures again for you. You are saying 50,000. Then you subtract the 23,000 and you subtract the 1,000. And then your inventory is going to become 26,000. So here is 26,000 here. So you can then say your 50,000, because remember you need to say current assets, which is your 50,000, current assets here, this amount, minus the inventory, because we now know it. Your inventory is how much? 26. This unknown here is 26,000. 50 minus 26,000. That will now give us an amount that is 24,000. as to 14,000. All right. There is another way that you could have got this 24,000. You could have simply added 23 plus 1. It would have given you again the 24,000. Okay, so it becomes 24,000 as to 14,000. The answer has to be as to 1. So I divide everything by 14,000, I get 1. I divide my 24 by 14,000. And then I want you to quickly punch that in your calculator. If you say 24,000 divided by your 14,000, you get 1.7 as to 1. 1.7 as to 1. So the acid test ratio for the year 2022 is 1.7 as to 1. That is your acid test ratio for the year 2021. All right, let's go now to the year 2023, because we have already done 2022. We have calculated for the year 2022, and the acid test ratio for the year 2022 was 1.7 as to 1. For the year 2023, we are going to calculate it. We are now going to say, for us to get the current assets at the top, we will say 18,000 plus 19,000 plus 3,000 plus the 3,000. That will give you 40,000. 40,000 as to trade and other payables, 10,000. Then you have to now say your 40,000 is your current assets here, but the formula says minus inventory. So I'll say 40,000 minus, my inventory is 18,000. So it's 40 minus 18. That will then give me 22,000. 22,000 as to 10,000. As to 10,000. Then I divide this by 10,000. I get 1. It has to be as to 1. I divide this by 10,000 and then I get 2.2. So my answer for the year 2023, acid test ratio, it becomes 2.2 as to 1. That is for the year 2023. I should then be able to compare when I look at my 2022 acid test ratio of 1.7 as to 1. I should compare it with my acid test ratio for the year 2023, which is 2.2 as to 1. But when I comment, I need to remember that I need the name of the financial indicator, I need the trend, and thirdly, I need figures. Let's do it together then. The acid test ratio, that is my name, has increased. Increased is the trend, so this is the name, that becomes the trend. From 1.7 as to 1 in 2022, these are now my figures. 1.7 as to 1 is my figures. To 2.2 as to 1 in 2023, here is another figure. Very important. Name, trend, and figures. In both the year 2022 and 2023, the business was able to pay its short-term debts without relying on selling stock. When you have done this, you have calculated the acid test ratio and you are also able to comment on the acid test ratio. Dear learners, thank you so much for joining me in today's class. I hope to see you again very soon. It is goodbye from me.